What's going on, you guys? Welcome on back to the channel. Now, as we know, My Hero Academia Season 8 is right around the corner, and with it, there's a lot of great things that are about to happen. We're going to get the ending to All Might versus All for One. We're going to see Deku and Shigaraki finally come to their conclusion with their fight. But the main thing that I'm mostly looking forward to, and it's something that's not even really being talked about, I'm wildly excited to see what they do with Bakugo in this next season of My Hero Academia because Bakugo for me in this final season is a point of contention because in the manga I didn't like what they were doing with him at this part of the story because to me it always felt like Bakugo is a character that should have died when he was sacrificed, right? Like Bakugo's death, or quote unquote death, in My Hero Academia Season 7 is one that I thought was so impactful to the story because it's Bakugo trying to catch up to Izuku, finally trying to be on par with him, like be able to stand side by side with him, and he's taken out. And he's not able to become the hero that he's always wanted to be. I thought that was such an important moment for the story because it showed that not all of these students were going to be able to see their dreams come to fruition because of these villains. So when Horikoshi brought Bakugo back, I'm going to be honest, I did not like it. I thought it was one of the worst decisions that Horikoshi made throughout the course of that final run for My Hero Academia. I thought and at that moment, I thought Horikoshi betrayed everything that My Hero Academia stood for. I didn't like it. I didn't like how, like, oh my god, dude, it was just so bad. I didn't like it. I thought it was one of the worst things that ever happened. But the anime has a unique opportunity. The anime has an opportunity to change how me and a lot of people perceive Bakugo at this point of the story. I for one am very much looking forward to seeing how Bakugo's revival is handled, right? Because in the anime or in the manga, they set it up as like this really big thing, and I didn't really care for it as much because, like I said, I didn't like what was going on in the story at that point, and Bakugo's revival just felt like a smack in the face, so I didn't like it. But like I said, the anime has a unique opportunity to really make this feel like a triumphant return for Bakugo, right? This, like, if they play the right music to accompany him returning, like, oh, I can just see it now, man. The shot of Bakugo on the falling UA, like with the right music accompanying it, that has the potential to be amazing, in my opinion. If they can do something like that and they can tackle that in the right way, Bakugo's revival has the chance to be fixed for me, in my opinion. And then moving on to the rest of Bakugo's content, another thing that, again, it was a big point of contention for, at least for me, but I think for a lot of people when My Hero Academia was being serialized, was the match between All for One and Bakugo. I, for one, did not like that fight. Sure, like, I get why they did it, because, like I said, Bakugo doesn't really have a villain, but this is him kind of stepping in for All Might and being able to take out that villain for All Might. But at the end of the day, in the manga, it didn't click for me. But in the anime, they have a chance to make this a more emotionally resonant fight, right? Frame it in a way where it's Bakugo, like, finally being able to take out his, like, his main kidnapper, like the person that he views as the one that took All Might away from the world, the person that who made him blame himself for All Might losing his powers. If you think about it, All Might is, or not All Might, All for One is the person that really messed up Bakugo in a way. That's the person that he holds up there as the person that really messed with his head and really messed with his emotional well being. So, Bakugo getting to go off against All for One in that context, I like a lot more because it's Bakugo getting to come full circle with his arc and being able to take out the person that put him through so much emotional turmoil. If they frame it like that, instead of like how they framed it in the manga, but they frame it in a way of Bakugo stepping in for his mentor figure, the person that cared for him above all else, the person who inspired him to become a hero, and is being able to take on the man that put him through so much emotional turmoil and the reason why he blames himself for All Might losing all of his powers and why All Might was taken from the rest of the world. That's the best way to handle that fight. And that will make Bakugo versus All for One so much better. Because the main problem that I and a lot of people had with Bakugo is that unlike the rest of the big three, Bakugo didn't really have his own villain. Like Deku had Shigaraki and Shoto had Dabi, but Bakugo didn't really have anybody. So the only person he really had was All for One right at the 11th hour. But if the anime is able to frame it like I said, where they take all of his emotional baggage and put it here, and this is Bakugo finally coming to terms with everything, and him defeating All for One is him reaching his emotional journey's ending. I think that is the best way to handle it. And that is how I'm most looking forward to seeing Bakugo, in my opinion, redeemed for season 8. Because Bakugo, I feel like in the manga, was just there to like fight All for One in the end. But this is a way for Bakugo to reach more of an emotional and climactic ending for his arc. And it'll make the stuff that happens in the epilogue hit a lot better for him as a character. So I'm very much looking forward to season 8 because this in my opinion is the redemption for Bakugo. And I am very much looking forward to seeing how the anime staff tackles a lot of these moments. I know for a fact they're going to be animated to perfection because it's the final season, but I just cannot wait to see how Bakugo versus All Might really looks, man. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be amazing. But I think that's gonna do it for me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. How do you guys feel? Do you guys think that season 8 could serve as the ultimate redemption for Bakugo as a character? Or do you think completely different and Bakugo didn't even need redemption in the first place? Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, I'm going to talk to you guys next time. Bye.